It was 1982, and Johnny Gosch set out to go on his paper route, and he disappeared. He hasn't been seen since. This was in Des Moines, Iowa, and he, I believe, was the first child to be featured on a milk carton as missing. If you remember back in the day, you used to see missing children on milk cartons. And so, as of now, 2024, I'm recording this August 16th, 2024, nobody's found out what happened to little Johnny Gosch. I think he's 12. Yeah, 12-year-old. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on. I saw something that said witnesses last saw him speaking to a man in a blue two-tone car. That's about it. That's about it for details. So I don't know. But of course, this is not fact. This is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. It's my psychic downloads. This is not fact. It's a card reading. So, Johnny Gosch, Johnny Gosch. Let's see. Let's start with the energy of the situation when you go missing in 1982. Okay, center of the situation, there's the sun. All right, starting out there, this part where it said that he was speaking to a man in a blue two-tone car, I'm going with it because here's the car, here's the man, in the, like, almost as if wherever he's going, he's on this road, this car comes up from behind, and there's somehow they meet and chat. Okay, overriding concern. I think Johnny instantly knows that this guy's no good. Instantly knows he's no good. Johnny knows that this guy is instantly no good and that he has ulterior motives. It's almost like he came up to him first, like, you know how back in the day they used to tell us, like, don't talk to strangers. If they say, help me look for my puppy, you're supposed to be like, no, go talk to an adult. This guy's didn't even keep up his game of help me look for my puppy or whatever his dirty bird mission was. It was kind of like he gets Johnny's attention, then immediately he's like turns on devil face and gets him, like abducts him. Okay, so then there's this idea that Johnny has this fear of, like, I don't know who I'm dealing with. This guy looked normal. This guy just looked like any other guy, but apparently he's not because he's taken me, and I don't know what I'm dealing with. Johnny has this hope that whatever's going on, he's hoping that whatever this man's doing, that he'll just be done with him and just let him go later. Like, please, just let this in quickly. Just finish up or whatever this is. Just stop and let me go. Okay, driving ambition. It's almost as if Johnny's going through these ideas of, like, how can I, like, what tricks do I have up my sleeve? What can I do? Like, I'm racking my brain. Like, how do I fight against this guy? Like, kind of hard to do when you're 12. But that's the energy here where he has this idea, like, how can I fight back against this guy? Do I have some tricks that I have up my sleeve that I could use against this guy that he wouldn't see coming, that I can get my way out of this? Main obstacle. Oh. There's a woman in the car. This guy's not just doing it alone. There's a woman involved somehow. I'm not quite sure. Like, I want to say she's in the car, but I don't know if she's in the car in the beginning or if she comes into the car later. Let's get out, where's Mildred? All right, Mildred. Okay. I'm not taking the heart card, but let's keep going. the guy, the emperor, the guy, he comes up to Johnny. He's got a question. He's asking him, like, I don't know, which way to the store? Hey, maybe which way? Did you see which way my dog ran? This is where I said he didn't, like, this conversation doesn't last long, or this ruse that this predator's come up with. It doesn't last long because it's almost like, I don't know if he hits him in the back of the head, like knock and then drag. Okay, in the chariot, there's a wheel on the chariot. This guy's done it before. He's like, he's got his technique down. Maybe that's why he feels like he doesn't have to do the ruse for too long, because he's got it down. He's like a professional kidnapper. Takes him back to his own secret, sacred place. Like, if this is not back to his house, it's to some, like, hideout, some place that he has that he knows is protected, it's secure, it's safe, nobody's gonna look at him weird. Like, it looks like a normal place. There's no reason to, like, think there's anything going on. So this guy is a serial predator. This guy has a place that he takes his victims back to. Nobody would suspect anything. I think if you saw him in the neighborhood, you'd just be like, "Hi, Jack, how you doing today?" "Oh, just fine. And how are you, Mr. Smith?" Great. See you later." Like, nobody would suspect anything about this guy. Okay. Okay, so I think once they're getting back to the house, the perp here drugs Johnny and does things. There's more of that. That's like a constant thing here. It's almost like a constant, like, giving him things to intoxicate him, make him pass out. There's constantly, here, Johnny, here, Johnny, here. Like, Johnny's not even going to have a chance here to, like, be sober for a moment. Like, it's almost like once he comes to and he starts to, like, figure out what's going on, then it's like, here, take some more, blah, 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 and then back to unconscious land. Poor baby. So remember when we were talking about here with the magician card and his fears, and it's just like he's very emotional and trying to figure out what he could do. And it's like, remember when I said he's trying to think of these ways where he's like, how can I find my way home? What's the key to get out of this situation? Is so emotional from him. He's so scared, so terrible. He's so scared, and it's almost like he's trying to, as he's like, I think he's in the back seat. And it's almost like he's looking up out the window. And it's like, so with the star here, it's almost like he's trying to identify where he is as he's driving by or being taken, and trying to identify where he's going. But it's like Alycia is like the top of like power lines as he goes, like power lines, and then there's like an occasional tree. But yeah, there's just a whole bunch of different things. Like he's trying to find what is like some marker I could find that like helps me figure out where I am. Okay, obsession. This is where he was hoping that like this can just be done with quick, but then it's like no, because they've come up with some concoction, some potion, and they're keeping him. Gosh, I don't know if this place is in a basement. I'm feeling like there's a basement or something. I don't know why it's like there's a basement where, and he's not the first kid that was kept there. It's a very gross basement. It looks like there's mattresses on the floor. It's like a dungeon. Terrible. It's a terrible dungeon. But there's this idea that Johnny was hoping that, you know, maybe they want ransom money. Maybe they just want ransom money. Okay, so let's get to this Empress over here. She is like this predator's, gosh. You remember there was that, I can't even remember what the crime was, but there was this perpetrator guy, and he wanted kids, but he would have his girlfriend go out and lure them to the car. That's what this lady does. She's out there, she's making the web, and she's trying to entice the kid into the web, or she's trying to be like, no, calm down, you're gonna be fine. Like imitating like a mother like thing. Like she is an enticer, and she's also like a pacifier to keep the kids calm or docile or to keep them in line. So there's this dude paired up with his chick. Terrible. So it's like a tag team. All right. Let's get into, I want to look more into this guy, because this guy's like expert level. This is like expert level kidnapper. All right, so we're going to use the Madhouse Tarot. If you haven't seen it before, there's the deck, and with each card there's psychological meanings attached to it. I didn't remember all of those, so I made cheat sheets, okay? So we're going to go through, find out about this perpetrator and see what we can know. This is like a psychological deck, and I am not a mental health person. I read cards. That's my qualifications. Okay, so, well, I've got, some psychic abilities, but I am not a professional anything. So don't be trying to think I'm diagnosing people here, but this is how we start to understand the personality of the person behind this. Okay, I'm gonna lay these cards out. I hope, if they're upside down, we'll just turn them around, no big deal. Okay, the first two cards is how this perpetrator is perceived by others. Seven of Wands and Eight of Wands. All right, kind of cover those up because they're a little racy. Paranoid states, phobia, painful attachments to mother and mommy issues. That would be the Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands, inertia, passivity, lack of willpower. It's lack of willpower. Can't control himself. This would be the guy you'd put into jail, and they think that they could rehabilitate. Nope, can't rehabilitate. This guy should never be on the loose. Cannot help himself. And there's this thing here with the mommy issues. Okay, yeah, there's... What I'm getting is something like whatever mommy did to him, which was not good, he is doing to all of these kids. Like he's acting it out. And he can't help himself. Blech. Okay. Emotionally. I got the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. All right. Distracted attention, splitting of consciousness, difficulties in making decisions, dissociative disorders, schizophrenic. This guy you don't want to be around. I mean, obviously, but no. Intellectually, Queen of Swords. Pathological passion for risk and adrenaline states. He has no willpower. It's almost like when it's over, I gotta go get another kid. The chase is more important to him. Well, the chase is most important. And then it's redoing whatever mommy did to him, whatever mommy issues he wants to reenact. It's almost, this is weird. I've never seen this before. This is like, when he gets a kid and he goes and he brings them back to his house and sticks them in the basement, there is like, it's almost like they go through scenes, or they're reenacting a play, or he's making the kids reenact a play, or like there's every scene. It's the same scene every time with every victim that comes into his house. It's the same scene every time. Weird. Okay. This is financially 5 of Cups. Yeah. He's not much for working. Ruthlessness, selfishness, depression. I would say, my opinion, this guy's somehow has found a way to be on the government dole. There's something, I don't know, there's obviously something wrong with him, but there's also like conniving to him so he can get himself on the government dole, get the government cheese. Somehow, like there's a finagling here. Like he's totally capable of working, but you know, crime is more his jam. So he somehow has finagled away, way back when, I mean, it's easier to do today, but way back when, he finagled a way to get himself like a monthly check. So he's like always covered. Okay. His next 10 to 15 years, we're going to go from back then. 10 of Swords. Oh my God. Fatalism. Let's see. Nervous exhaustion, mental overload, brain disorders. So he would have just keep getting worse and worse and worse, going down, down, down into the bowels of hell. Desires, secret desires. 2 of Wands, always looking for his new victim. Obsession with overvalued ideas, narcissism, manipulation, escapism. This is all about whatever mommy did to me and boohoo, like constantly living in the mommy issues and then constantly having to have everybody else has to, all his people that he kidnaps, they all have to, relive it too for him. So he can say, see how horrible it was? See what it did to me? Like, this is a nut job. Weaknesses. King of Wands. King in his mind. Tyranny. Professional deformation or deviation of a leader. So he's a king in his own mind. I am the king. Da, 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 da. Just go. Okay. Any positive characteristic traits? Temperance. I think this is where he can be like, hey Bob, how you doing? I'm just doing dandy, how are you? Obsessive neat freak, fear of diseases, excessive rationality, meticulousness. So this is where his house looks perfect. The lawn is mowed. The bushes are trimmed. Everything's clean. The trash cans come out and they're perfectly placed. You'd drive by and say that's just a normal house. Nothing would seem out of whack at all. You wouldn't say like, no, it doesn't match up. The what you're seeing out there in society for the brief glimpses that people got of this guy, they'd think he was a normal dude. Now, I'm not getting like this guy goes to church. He's not coming to the yearly chili cook-off. He's not doing anything like that. He's just taking care of appearances. And then he goes out hunting quite a bit. Negative traits. Page of Wands. Oh, nope. Adventurism, disassociation disorders, hyperactivity, hypersexuality. Okay, so let me see here. There's something here with him. Okay, so like he's not super organized, but he also doesn't have that willpower. So there's something here where when he goes hunting, we'll say, for a victim, he likes to change it up. Sometimes it's like at dusk and sometimes it's like near dawn. This feels like he was coming off of something happened the night before. It didn't go right with the, how we're doing the play. Whoever the victim is has to relive all of these traumas or whatever. This is like the director. And the director's like, cut, cut, cut. We have to fire this actor. You just can't, And he has to go out. And then it's like, oh, Johnny's going to be perfect. Johnny will play my role. Johnny will be in the star role. Okay. Ugh. This guy's scary. All right. I want to see then. Let's see if we can find out about this lady who's involved. Terrible. What is this lady? Why is this lady even with this guy? What do you call those people? Oh, gosh. She's a victim of his in a different way. She's a woman who basically was thrown away early in life. Nobody had any love for her. Nobody cared for her. And so she's always seeking some type of love or attention, and it didn't matter really if it was good or bad. She was going to take whatever the hell she got. He somehow convinced her of all his delusions and illusions. She buys into them. She goes along with it. She's been hurt by him. Like, I would say she's been physically hurt by him in the past, and she's scared of him. And so she's not going to say boo about him. She's not going to leave him. He's messed her up enough to know that he will take her out. So she goes along. Whatever the director wants, he is the director, she goes along with. So he's got her well trained. So he's just like, all right, you know what we're doing? We're doing Act 2, Scene 1. Got it, Betty? Let's go. There's that. So she's side character. Okay, let's see what happened. I want to find out what happened at the crime scene, because he gets back to that house. What happens at the crime scene? Alright, so when we're getting to the crime scene, there's like a tussle. Like, remember how he's looking out the window and he's seeing like the power lines go by, street lights, trees, like all the things in the sky or whatever. He's like, once there's like, you're getting out of the car, he knows he's going somewhere, he starts to fight and whatever. But the criminal, the perpetrator and his bride here, it's almost like he's hogtied and they just like kind of carry him out. Like, there's no use in fighting. Okay. They bring him, like I said, I think they bring him down into this basement. That kid that was there before is still there. The one that couldn't perform the role is still there when Johnny's taken down there, or in there, in this dungeony area. Like, there's like multiple beds on the floor, like mattresses. Sorry, it's not beds, mattresses on the floor. He's there, and he's seeing this, and he's looking around like, what the, ugh, God, it's dank, dark, dirty, gray, black. There's not a lot of light. Okay, so he's in there. They give him some type of food. I don't know, like, I want to say Ritz crackers, but I don't know, that's weird. They gave him some, like, we'll just go with it. They gave him some Ritz crackers. Then they gave him some type of concoction. He thinks it's some type of drink, like Kool-Aid, but it's not. It's got something in it. They give him a concoction. Okay. Okay, it doesn't take long for Johnny, no matter that he's taking this concoction, it doesn't take long. He starts to like put it together, like, this is not right. This does not feel right. So note to self, don't take what they give you. Like, they just gave me something that's not right. Like, he's feeling the effects right away, and now there's this like heartbroken part of like, I'm not gonna get out of this. I'm not gonna get out of this. Then it's like swiftly into like, there's a loud bang sound, like bang bang, or I don't know, clap clap, or something loud sound, like it's startling loud. That happens. There's a loud sound, and then he's like, it's almost like he's in this woozy, confused state, so he doesn't know, but he's having a fight with the perp again. Like, the perp already hit him before, like on the head, but now it's like being really aggressive and moving him around and trying to get him to do what he wants to do. There's a manipulation of Johnny, almost like using him like a rag doll, or positioning him. Yeah, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be like this. Yeah, you're gonna have your hand up here, your arm down here. Like, there's this weird manipulation, positioning him. Oh, God. Okay. If you're gonna get triggered and you're still here, you need to go click off. Okay. Johnny knocks out. He is totally knocked out, passed out from whatever they have given him. Next thing you know, here comes the perp doing terrible things with his wand, if you get my drift. His wand. To Johnny. Woman, who's the perp's girl, she is videotaping this. She's watching it. She's videotaping it. Okay. This is for distribution. This videotape goes out. It's an underground like tape, like other dirty birds are getting this. This is like, okay. So he's turned, perpetrator has turned what happened to him into his screenplay. And then he's using Johnny and other children to act out the roles, because they're making movies and they are distributing them to other dirty birds. Okay. I don't know how much time passes here. At some point, Johnny doesn't want to participate anymore, and Johnny somehow gets into a position that he's not participating. I don't know how he's doing that, because there's something happens at some point where Johnny essentially says, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Not. Johnny, what I'm seeing here is Johnny's then sent off with some other dirty bird. He's sent off with some other dirty bird, and he's stuck in the same situation again. So he goes from this guy to another guy. This one is also a lot of abuse, sexual abuse, but this is like a different. This is cameras. This is photos. This is not movies. This is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. This is photos. Whoever this guy is like a prolific trader in child photos, doing dirty, terrible things to kids. Oh God, yes. Terrible. From babies to I don't know what age. Terrible. Okay. Terrible, terrible. He's like he's a different distributor. Like, you know, this other guy was doing movies and this guy's doing photos. Like it's like trading cards. Blech. Okay. This, at some point, though, here's that Empress lady. Interesting that there's like an Empress and a King of Wands over here at the same time. I wonder if this is a common thing in these rings where whoever the dirty bird perp has a lady with him in his operation. Like that keeps the kids calm. There's something here though. They become quite happy with Johnny. Like he becomes one of their favorites for some reason. I don't know why. So let's see if we can find out why he becomes one of their favorites. This is terrible. Yeah, it's like he's transported to this other person. And it's almost like, no, pop it. He's a good money maker. Pop it and diamond. He's a good money maker. He'll do what they want him to do, but it's almost like he's, maybe because it's not movies and it's just photos, it's, I don't know, this is terrible. He doesn't threaten to run away. I guess he's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to do what I have to do. Like, assuming that he could eventually, like, get his way out of this. Pay off his debt or something. Okay, the lady here at this operation, she somehow has this relationship with him where they don't have to worry. They don't have to tie him up. They don't have to put him in handcuffs. They don't have to lock him up in the box. They don't have to do those things because he's not going to run. He's very docile. He'll listen to us. He'll work with us. He's a great worker bee. They've also put him into the role of becoming another one of the, he's like moved up, like in the, organization, right? Like, he would be a top tier kid. Like he could tell other kids what to do. These two demons are like, oh, well, Johnny's a good kid, so he can tell these other kids what to do. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to have to get some tokens on that. Okay. Okay, at the same point, she can be a devil. She can be a devil if she's not getting what she wants. So she's got some other, she's a part of the marketing department for this. Like she's the runner. She's the deliverer of the photos to the other pervs who's buying it. She's like a in-between, go-between of that. She's like the salesperson. She's got a lot of people that she's out there doing the trading. She's getting the money. She's that. Let's see what this is about, though. Okay, so this is about her. She is like hairline trigger. I don't know. She's got a quick temper. So you don't want to make her mad. Apparently Johnny knew how to like just go along with her and not make her mad. She liked that about him. Like, oh, well, he won't make me mad. He understands. Like he caught on quick. So I guess that's part of why he becomes a favorite. Okay, so now he's at this other place. All right. Which way my cards go? All right, Emperor. There's something where, like, okay, at some point, this latest guy that's got him, at some point, this latest guy, he's thinking about, like, the future. What is he going to do with Johnny? What is he going to do with Johnny? Because he's thinking, he's like, he's eventually going to age out here, right? And it's like, I can't, like, obviously, I can't keep photographing him because my clients don't want these type of pictures. They want littles. Ugh. So I can't keep him behind the camera. What can I do? This role's going to be done. There's an idea that we're going to have some sort of formal business partnering. Like, we think Johnny wants to be a business partner with us. Okay. So that is discussed. Now we get down here. Something goes terribly wrong. And I'm wondering if it was just a ruse here of telling him, like, yeah, you're going to become a business partner with us. Okay, stay there. Okay, so there's this idea, like, they had the discussion with him, like, oh yeah, Johnny, you want to get in on the business? We're going to help you. You're going to be a part of this. We found you to be a really great worker for us. He, at the same point, is thinking, this is my key to get the hell out of here, right? Like, I'm going to be 18, I'm an adult. Like, I don't know if the 18 is the right year or not, but I'm just saying, he's, like, at adult time. It's either that he knows he's turning 18 or that he looks like a man. It's one or the other. So nobody's going to be looking at him like he's a kid. That's where he's aged out here. So he's thinking, this is the key that I need. I'm going to get some freedom here so I can go and tell the authorities what's going on, what terrible things these people are. I can expose these guys. I can expose the first guy. At the same point, I don't know who he's encountered over these years. He's realized that this is a very dangerous group that he's a part of. So it's not just, Bob and Wanda here and Jack and Ruby he had met before, right? It's not just those two. Because within the second one's business, like, it's terrifying when he's younger and he's with the first couple, and that's terrifying. Then when he goes to the second couple, that's terrifying because as he's growing up, getting older, he's then introduced, because he's kind of working in the business, he's getting introduced to these other dirty birds, unsavory characters. And he has seen terrible crimes, so it wasn't just about, like, trading dollar for these terrible photos. This is also, he'd seen other things, so he knew this was very dangerous to reveal what he knew. So escaping, he knew this was going to be dangerous. He was waiting for an opportunity to escape, the perfect opportunity to escape. When Bob and Rita or whoever over here, they're not going to be missing him, looking for him, paying attention to him, or they're busy out, like, doing whatever they're doing, that they're not paying attention to him. Okay. Rita, we'll call her, the second couple woman. She gets word that he's out and about, he's on the loose. She gets word that he's out there on the loose, that he's trying to talk to, that tells me that the cops are crooked. The cops are crooked, and they knew about this as well. So he's out there, he happens to talk to the wrong cop, and that message gets back to Rita and then to Bob or whoever, and they're not having it. They're not having it. They're tied in with evil people who are supposed to help, and paid off, grease palms, all that shit. This is also like whoever these dirty bird cops were, they're all a part of it. Blech. So this delays him from escaping. But the witch's hat has come out. So now, let's see what happens. He thought he was going to escape. He couldn't escape. Now he's been exposed because the stupid cops have exposed him. He's brought home, or whatever. Somehow, he's a grown man, but they've brought him home. And he's basically put into his room or stuck in a corner, whatever. He's going to have a timeout till they figure out what they're going to do with him, because they can't have this. He's sitting here worried, freaked out, not sure what he's going to do, and he's just like trying to figure out, how am I going to argue with them to see if I can make a deal? How can I lawyer my way out of it? How can I talk to these people to see if I can get my way out of it? They have a meeting together. Okay. Let's see what this is about, because there's something here of like, well, now we can't, this is not how this works. John, this is not how it works. You don't tell on us. You're a part of this. And there's some other things that we're going to need you to do if you want to basically hold on to your life force. Okay. All right, so we had the conversation. He's trying to say like, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to betray you. I'm sorry. I thought I'd just get on with my life, you know? And they're like, no. But see, you've endangered us now. Now we have more eyeballs on us than we needed. You opened up your mouth. And yeah, I think we contained it this time, but you're a liability. We can't trust you anymore. You have done the wrong thing, my friend. Can't have it. Don't trust you. You've lost our trust. Oh, God. Okay. So they had told him, this is the end of the road for you. So much like how he was taken, this is how he is taken out. They take him out to someplace in the car. He's put in the trunk. They take him out to a tree. They take his life, and he's buried or left for dead. No, he's not left for dead. They take him out. He's left by a tree somewhere remote. This is like wherever this is that they left him is like you would hear about the deserts in Nevada or Lake Mead or something like that. Like, this is a field which is known by dirty birds and mafia and those type of people. Like, they know, yeah, you go out to so-and-so's orchards and that's where you leave them. Like, it's an abandoned place, but there's trees. He's by a tree. And this is how they keep their secrets so they can continue on doing their terrible, terrible deeds. It's like the cycle starts over. He wanted to talk. So I don't know if that's like that he was 12 when they take him, and then he becomes an adult, and then at some point he's thinking he's going to get away, and then he can't. They're just like, can't have it. You're going to interrupt our business. This is our livelihood, and that trumps whatever you think you're going to be doing here. Oh, this is terrible. Let's see if it's been, this is 1982 to 2024. It's been however many years. Do the cops have good leads that they could follow that would lead them to where Johnny's been buried? Yes, they have leads. They have a good idea of where to be looking. They do have a good idea. Yes, they do, where they should be looking. In the past, remember when I was telling you how there was the Dirty Bird cops? They knew they weren't going to go after. They knew where Johnny most likely was. They had a few options. They're like, yeah, okay. So, but they weren't going to do jack diddly for it. This, we'll say now, who's there now? They know as well. However, this is a struggle because this is about not having enough evidence to go after. There's not witnesses. There's not anybody who wants to talk. There's like nothing. It's so hard to pinpoint. And it's almost like, too, I think some of those photos that were taken were leaked out. Like they have copies of the photos, but they haven't been able to pinpoint where the photos were taken or the video. Like there's some type of digital or not digital, physical evidence, photo, video, something. They have it. And it's almost like, we're pretty sure that's him. And they're looking at it. But it's like one of those things. They cannot pinpoint where the photos, the videos were taken. It's almost like they see, like I keep seeing this. There's like wood paneling wall, and there's like a outlet. There's a lamp. There's a ugly floral bedspread, like I don't know, almost like a ugly hotel room, but I don't know that it's a hotel room with wood paneling, but it's that kind of idea. Like there's photos or some type of evidence, they can't pinpoint it. So while good intention here, they have evidence they can't pinpoint. They can't it doesn't lead to one of these dirty birds. Like there's a good idea that they think they know who it is, like, oh, it's the so-and-so clan or whatever. But their back's up against the wall, trying to hold the people accountable. Let's ask if the perp is still working. The first one. Is the first kidnapper of Johnny, is he still around? Is he still on the loose? Huh. Oh, they're both together. They're still both around. They're both still around. They're still playing the game. They're still doing the deeds. They're still kidnapping the kids. These two are still around. So the first two who got Johnny, still around, still in action, still doing the deeds. So they're not even caught. All right, the second couple, are they still around? One of them got caught. One of them got arrested. One of them had to actually go to jail for something. I think it's the lady. It was the lady who's out there marketing and selling, you know, like those Vegas people. When they put you those cards and they're trying to, you know, for the ladies of the night, supposedly. She got in trouble. She got busted for something. The guy's still there working. He's still out there doing what he's doing. He's still working. So they're still going in 2024. Can Johnny's body be found? Can Johnny Gosch's body be found? He can. But this relies upon somebody saying something. Somebody's got to give a tip. So if it's like, it feels like it should be one of these bitches that's with the perpetrator. One of them needs to give the tip. One of them needs to say, hey, go look out in so-and-so's land or whatever. It's by this tree, like it's by the old oak tree. Like somebody needs to give an anonymous tip. Because he can be found. It's just they need to know where to go. So, yeah, one of the ladies should unburden herself and say where he is. The guys aren't going to do it, and I don't know if this lady's thinking she might want to tell. Let's see, does this lady, whichever one of them it is, the one that showed up, does she want to tell? No, it'd be the second one. The first one, I don't think she knows. No, they're not friends. The guys are. How funny. Because I'm looking at the two couples and what their energy is. It's only the guys that know each other. The women don't know each other. It's not, it's like they don't talk. They're not allowed to talk. If they encountered each other, no talking. It's just a nod. But weird. Okay, so the second lady, she knows. Has she considered saying where they could find Johnny? Apparently, she's not so sure that she can discuss or disclose where Johnny is because she doesn't want to. Like, this is telling me then whatever she got busted for was not what she was doing. Like, it was a side thing. It wasn't the main thing. She got busted for something else, lower level, and she does not want to expose him, her main dude partner in crime, and what they were doing. And she feels like she's going to get outed. She doesn't know how to give an anonymous tip without somehow being tracked. It's almost like she's fairly smart, or she's like, I know in this day and age you could track me. I could send an email and somehow you'll be like finding my IP address. Or if I get a tracker phone or a burner phone, you somehow can still track that. I know, like, there's a super paranoia here. I'm not leaving any type of tips nowhere, no way, no how, because you're going to somehow track me, and I don't want to go down for all of that stuff. Okay, at the same time she's worried about it. She doesn't like it. She's trying to see if there's some way she can leave an anonymous tip, but she don't want to get tracked. She's like, there's something eaten up here, I guess. She has some type of moral code where she does want to unburden herself with at least this part of it. She don't know how to do it, though. Well, I'll tell her. There's a way, I'm sure you can do it, and you can figure it out. We have an internet, and I'm sure there's plenty of apps and whatnot to disguise you and whatever. Unburden yourself. Unburden yourself. Okay, wow, that went long, but one of you lovelies requested this video, and here we go. Terribly sad. Pray for Johnny's family. Pray for Johnny. This is terrible. And I hope none of it's true. I hope none of it's true. But that is what I got. And until next time, adios.